What is up, you corn cobs? Sorry for the 1 day video delay. It's Wednesday now. Let's get a week 5 recap from probably one of the most interesting fantasy football weekends. A lot of low scores. Didn't have too many high scores this week, unless you had Tony Romo or Peyton Manning on your team. Very, very interesting week. Let's just start off by talking about the two 5-0 teams. One of them is me. That's only because I played Nate. I did not put up a stellar performance this week, so I do want to apologize to all of you for not putting up my typical 130 points in a week. But I did put up almost 90, and I only needed 68 to beat Nate. So show me your TDs. 0-5 deserves to be at the bottom. He is actually joined at 0-5 with Drew Job, who put up a measly 75 points. What are you guys doing? I don't know. Maybe you should ride the waiver wire. Nate does have Rob Gronkowski coming back this week, so show me your TDs. Might score 70 points instead of 60. As far as the other matchups, we also had 5-0 Donde Estrada. This is by far, in the history of fantasy football, the worst 5-0 team ever. He put up 75 points last week. In fact, he would have lost to everyone in the league except for the guy he played and Nate Langley. Show me your TDs. That's how bad he is, but every week he matches up with the worst team. So I don't know what you're doing, Donde Estrada, 5-0, but easily the worst 5-0 team. Let's talk about the best 3-2 team in Tijuana Fish Tacos. Jameson Jones, 129 points. By the way, all seriousness, congratulations, Jameson. You're getting married this week. I want to say congratulations. The wedding's going to be awesome, but you also did destroy Drew Job and get the biggest blowout of the week, usually my spot, so good job. Even a blind squirrel finds a nut sometimes. As far as two Mannings, one Cup, 2-3 now after his 120-point week. Everybody has a fluke once in a while, so nice job, Tom. You beat Jacob's awesome team, which is consistently either awesome or not awesome. As far as the Sacramento Stallions, Jake Lynn, I loved your Smack Talk video at the beginning of the league because it was hilarious, but so is your team. You guys suck. You lost to Vic Paredes, one of the worst fantasy football players ever in the history of ever. Talking about overrated teams, the Gridiron Greats are 4-1, and they are easily the worst 4-1 team I've ever seen. So we not only have the worst 5-0 team in the history of fantasy football, but we also have the worst 4-1 team in the history of fantasy football. Just to give you guys an idea, the Gridiron Greats are 4-1, and they have the third least points in the league. Let me repeat that again. They have the third least points in the league. If it wasn't for how bad Nate Langley and Show Me Your TDs and Trevor Kelly and the Stockton Storm, if it wasn't for how bad they are, I have no idea how you are 4-1. And it's crazy because his points for is a 432. His points against are 412. That means you've eked out 4 wins. Anthony, delusional Niner fan, delusional 4-1 team. You're like the Atlanta Falcons. Oh, sorry, no, the Atlanta Falcons are 1-4 because they actually are that bad. Your record is what you are. Just to give you guys an idea, I'm in first place with 606 total points. Yeah, raping people's faces. And Donde Estrada at 4-0 has 130 less points than I do. 130. Yes, that's how overrated his 5-0 team is. In fact, Donde Estrada, if you do make the playoffs, which I don't anticipate you doing, you will lose in the first round. It's not even a question because ROGO hater, I pronounced that wrong. ROGO hater, Joe Gianosa, is clearly better, even though he did lose, thankfully, to the Gridiron Greats this week. I don't know, again, how. So let's talk about this upcoming week. This upcoming week, we're starting to get a lot of buys, you guys have probably noticed. So week 6 is going to be very interesting. With week 6, the first matchup is me versus Trevor Kelly and the Stockton Storm. I give Trevor a 1% chance to eke out a win. Yes, that's a real statistic, 1% chance. Jacob's awesome team against Show Me Your TDs. I actually am predicting that Show Me Your TDs gets their first win in an upset victory over Jacob's not-so-awesome team. Drew Job at 0-5. You're not going to beat 2 Mannings, 1 Cup and Tom Schroeder. I see 2 Mannings, 1 Cup moving to 3-3. And Drew, why don't you just get ready to take home the Sacco Trophy? The Tijuana Fish Tacos next week. In the matchup of the week, Tijuana Fish Tacos against the delusional Niner fan and the Gridiron Greats. 93 projected points against 91. Who takes that one? I don't know. I'm hoping Tijuana Fish Tacos, since Gridiron Greats is the most overrated 4-1 team in the history of fantasy football. The Sacramento Stallions, despite how terrible he is, should get a win against Donde Estrada because the worst 5-0 team should eventually get a loss. And then in what I'm calling the I don't give a shit bowl, we have Vic Paredes and Johnson facing up against Ragohiter. Ragohiter and Joe Ginosa clearly will get that win, not even worried. Let's just talk about some side notes. You've probably known in the NFL you are what your record is. It's absolutely true. The Jets are a 3-2 team. They grind it out. They play good defense. Atlanta is a 1-4 team. They can't close out games, and now they're riddled with injury, and their best player is a 38-year-old tight end. That's not a formula for a successful team. We also have the Niners. The Niners are 3-2. What that means is they have identity crisis. Colin Kaepernick, I realize you Niner fans are like, oh my gosh, we blew out the Houston Texans with the worst quarterback in the league. We're so awesome. Colin Kaepernick went 6 for 15. He completed 6 passes. Just remember that you have a not good quarterback, and the good quarterback that you used to have is on the Kansas City 5-0 Chiefs because they should be 5-0. As far as my Dallas Cowboys, they are what their record is too. They compete in close games and can't close out. Romo, great for the first 58 minutes of the game, threw a pick. Yeah, he threw for 500 yards. He kept up with Peyton, but at the end of the game, we can't close out. So as far as the NFL goes, you are what your record says you are. The Patriots are 4-1 because they don't have a receiving corps, but Tom Brady will get you 12 wins in a season. It doesn't matter if he's throwing to me or the Sacramento Stallions. He's going to get wins. Anyways, guys, I'm looking forward to a great week this week. I'm going to be traveling. I'm going to be at Jameson's wedding, and we're going to do a guest video with Ragohiter's Trevor Kelly. We might even bring in Morris Talmachoff and Anthony Big Dog Pimentel and the Gridiron not-so-great delusional Niner fan. So look for that coming up this week. Have a great week, and we'll see you Sunday.